used to think less, I used to feel more. I used to drink, smoke, stress in the downpour. Just a little comfort to take through the trapdoor.
Hi, welcome back to Sensuality. Today I'm going to share my version of Limahl. I say my version. I got the original formula from another YouTuber. They were actually a perfumer, and I just tinkered around a little bit with it. I just basically gave it my own slant for myself, which is the general idea behind sharing it, because you can just tweak it and add some notes of your choosing. It's a great little perfume. I will say I've never smelled commercial Limahl before, so I don't know how close to the original it is, but it's a very beautiful perfume nonetheless. I really enjoy fougères, and this one I really like. I really like the vanilla note, and I really like the powderiness of linalool acetate. So I just, had to try this one out, and then I just added a few molecules, a couple of naturals that I really enjoy in a man's perfume. Now, just to say a little bit about this gentleman's channel, there's lots of information on there, some really good accords, for general powderiness, different types of powderiness I found really helpful. A few of them I knew already, but just if you watch through his videos, there's little bits of really enlightening information. And what I like about his channel the most is that it's void of any ego. He seems very much aware of how ego takes place in perfumery and within the individual in all creative endeavors, but as well as academics. So that to me really resonates with me, because that's exactly how I feel about perfumery. And he even touches on the fact that you can't copyright any formulas, you can only copyright brands. And I've said this before in other videos, it's alchemy. You're basically just arranging things in a certain order in certain quantities, and anybody in the world can do that. You could come up with a formula, and somebody else somewhere else in the world could come up with a near identical formula, and there's no copying involved at all. Everybody has the same materials available to them, and it's not coming from inside of yourself. You're just basically arranging things in a certain order in certain quantities. So the fact that he pointed that out, I really respected, and he had my attention straight away. The only unfortunate thing about this gentleman's channel is that it doesn't seem to be active anymore. I think his last video was 6 months ago, and I think he seems to have made these videos for his perfumery students. So there's a few videos missing in between the videos that are up there, so you lose a little bit of the context sometimes of the things that he's talking about. But hidden in those videos are a few gems of information, and it's really worth checking out. As I said, I'll put a link to the original video down below, but if you also want to make a version of Creed Aventus or Green Irish Tweed, I think he has a Chanel perfume up there, formula, and there's another Grey Vetiver is another one that he's got up there. And as I said, it's really worth checking out. You get a lot of information from there, especially with regards to something like linalool acetate or a few other molecules. He explains the best way to use them. And if you are a beginner and you really want to get a little bit more of if you just go beyond blending and you want to understand something a little bit more in your head and get a picture of it, there's some good little videos that he's got on there that will really give you a better picture of what's happening behind the smell. So yeah, worth checking out. So let's get down to the formula. I didn't have all of the molecules that he was using, so I just substituted some. So 3 drops of Bacdanol, I added 3 drops of Chinese cedarwood, 12 drops of ethyl vanillin at a 10% dilution, 12 drops of coumarin in a 10% dilution, 4 drops of Iso-E Super, 6 drops of an ambergris perfume oil, 6 drops of red saffron, 4 drops of nerolin bromelia, this was a 10% dilution. I added 4 drops of nerol, 3 drops of caraway seed, 1 drop of cassia bark. I added 1 drop of terpenoline, 3 drops of undecavitol, 2 drops of dimethyl benzyl carbonyl butyrate. I added 7 drops of bergamot, 3 drops of lavender, 3 drops of cardamom, 1 drop of lindenol, 15 drops of linalool acetate, 1 drop of dihydromercenol, and 2 drops of ethyl saffronate. So if you look at the original video below, you'll see that I've added a few things to this formula, as well as substituting some of the things that I didn't have, but it turned out beautifully. I really enjoy this perfume. It's a fougere, it's really powdery, it's really masculine. I enjoy that sweetness of the ethyl vanillin. The original formula, if I remember rightly, had a lot more ethyl vanillin in there, but I just basically tailored it to my needs, to the things that I like. I didn't want it to be too sweet, but yeah, you can do whatever you like. But as I said, check out his channel, check out his videos, because I know a few people have asked me about Creed Aventus, wanting to make their own version of that. He has a formula on there, and as I said, Green Irish Tweed, there's a Chanel perfume, there's Grey Vetiver, and there are a few others on there as well, some general accords to help you out with powderiness, and he talks about some specific molecules, how to use them, yeah, it just really helps you build that picture of what's happening in a perfume behind the blending. Now, what I've done for nearly 3 years now is just blend materials together, and definitely haven't applied any of the chemistry, but for me, this is how I learn everything. I go as far as I can go on my own, and then I start looking to other people for little bits of information and little bits of help. And what I find when I do things this way is that I already have the instinct, and then you just learn a few little rules, a few little tips, and you're off, because you've already built up an instinct. So you can just really work with those little bits of information. They make the world of difference, and they just catapult you from here to here in a matter of moments. So that's my natural way of learning everything. I learn as much as I can by developing an instinct, and then I start looking for alternative sources of information that I can't get on my own. So what I want you to take from this video is that there's nothing wrong in doing it that way. There's nothing wrong with burying your head in a chemistry book. All things come together. Everybody has different ways of learning, and this is the most important thing, to acknowledge what somebody else is doing, what you're doing. There's no relation to it. You don't need somebody to be doing what you're doing, etc., etc. It's really about the journey. The reason why I make perfume is because I know that it makes me grow as a person. I look at everything as a whole, and it's all my lifetime, and it's what I get out of it. I'm not interested in the stage. I'm not interested in ego. I'm not interested in being better than anybody else. I'm just looking for a wholesome experience for my own soul. So that's what I want you to just take from this video, because he gives you a little bit of the chemistry. He tells you why things are doing what they're doing. It gives you a little bit of a background. But at the end of the day, if you have the instinct, then you can add a few of your own things just to develop the smell. You can personalize it, make it your own. You don't have to just copy what he has done. So that's what I spend my time doing mainly. Sometimes I just try to blend as many things as possible together to see how far I can go, to see what's possible, to discover the limits of perfumery, the limits of my perfumery, because I don't buy commercial perfumes. I never really have. So when I make perfume, I guess it's not in a traditional way. I'm not really following in anybody's footsteps. I'm just literally just, I mean, there's no such thing as originality really. You're always, you know, the nature of the world we live in is interactive, so everything is conditioned by something else. So, you know, I'm not really trying to be original, but I'm just trying to draw some inspiration from myself rather than drawing inspiration from others, but understanding that that inspiration from myself has also come from others, the world around me, experiences I've had, etc., etc. But what I'm trying to do is just do as much as I can on my own, reach my own limits, and then I start learning from other people. So I think this is a great little exercise if you want to make something that's definitely going to smell like a professional perfume. It's definitely going to smell like a modern perfume, and it's going to smell like one of those perfumes that's on the shelf that you go and you spend your money on, and you can make this in your own home. It will show you the possibilities of what you can do once you have a little bit of information, once you have developed a little bit of an instinct, and you've, you know, spent some time blending things together, understanding what happens when you put oil A with oil B, and yeah, it's a great little perfume to make, and on the start of your journey, just to give you a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of confidence. So yeah, that's basically all I want to get over to you in this video. You know, if you really like a fougere, which I do, and I really like a powdery male perfume, this one, you know, if you've never smelt Limahl before, I can tell you now, this is a really nice perfume. I really enjoy the notes, I really enjoy the molecules that's used in this one, and I added my own little slant to it. I like green violet molecules in a man's perfume, so I put some of those in. A little bit of dihydromercenol to give it a little, you know, citrus fresh kick, and I wanted to put a little bit of ambergris in there. You know, you can do whatever you like, just play around with it, and you know, just figure something out for yourself.